I'm heading to the office. I'm on the subway. I lose my phone. I leave my phone on the subway. Fuck. So now I'm fucked. I get back to my apartment at the end of the day. Because now I'm getting all my company emails on my phone. I'm getting my calls from my clients on my phone. I sold like 2 copiers in a year, 2 hedge funds, 1 big office on Park Avenue that had like 2 lawyers in it. And the rent was like $100,000 a month. And these 2 lawyers were like, whales of lawyers. Big, I don't mean fat. I mean like they had a lot of money. Big client list. Serious, And I would walk into these places. I had 1 jacket. My father got me a jacket that was covered in bird shit and had holes in it that he found. He literally found it and then just gave it to me. My father's like lack of giving a shit is, I can only admire it now because it is hilarious. Like my friend Melanie was shocked. She was like, I cannot believe your father gave you this jacket. My father was like, I found an old jacket of mine, son. It's yours. It had holes in it and bird shit that he like found. It was like, it had mothballs. It was like rotting after Sandy and he just gave it to me. So I didn't have any money. I had no money. So I was like walking into these offices in this shit jacket. And Al was so embarrassed. I was like, you got to get another jacket. He's like, this, you got to look the part. I'm like, I know, Al. So I leave the phone on and I'm like, I get home. I'm sweating. I'm nervous. I have anxiety. I'm insane. I'm like, Melanie, I fucking get my roommate. My roommate gives me her phone. I go, Melanie, I'm coming to Long Island. We got to figure this out. So I come out to Long Island. We go to my friend Joe Munster's house, who I've talked about 1,000,000 times. Melanie goes, there's this thing called Find My Phone on your iPhone. She goes, I don't know if it'll work, but if your phone is still on, it'll register where your phone is. So I'm like, okay. So I go back. I'm smoking cig after cig. My hair is matted with sweat. Melanie is, let's just say not a looker. She has an interesting look. It's interesting. She looks like a hippie from Woodstock. She wears like overalls and like Ked shoes. And she has like a big straw hat, right? Total grifter vagabond type of look. I am in a coat covered in bird shit with holes on it, with my hair's matted with sweat, and I'm smoking cigarettes, and everything is bad. We go to my friend Joe's house. We go and Find My Phone, and we go, oh my God, it's live, it's on, and it's in a fucking nice area. She's like, a fucking rich kid stole your phone. I said, fuck. A rich fuck stole my phone. I look at her and she goes, oldest story in the book. This is, by the way, you have to realize everyone I know is completely full of shit. Do you understand what I mean? Like every person that I've ever in my life met is completely full, meaning that nobody has ever said the words, I don't know, or let's wait, or let's withhold. Like everybody's just, here's the way it happened. I see it as clear as day, me included. So Melanie goes, this rich fuck stole your phone and we're going to go get it back because it's a rich kid piece of shit and he stole your phone and he's going to panic when we show up at his house and his parents. It's going to be a whole big thing. But I said, Melanie, you're a goddamn genius. So we get in the car and we head there. And Melanie's like, I can't believe it. Why would he steal it? And I'm like, well, because it's the thrill. And she goes, you're right. I'm like, they just want to steal, these rich fucks. That thrill. They get high. It's an endorphin rush. And I'm like, he probably didn't shut it off because he's an idiot. She goes, okay. She goes, but here's what we should do. She goes, we should call the police and have the police ready because otherwise, if we're trespassing or we go on a property that we're not supposed to go on, we're fucked. Like, we're in trouble because this is a nice area, right? I'm like, that's a good point, Melanie. I have a suspended license. I'm like, if they look me up, they could bag me. So she goes, we got to get ahead of it. Get ahead of our own cancellation. Call the police. Explain to them that this rich kid stole your phone. We have no proof, by the way. No proof. Explain to them that a rich kid stole your phone and he's in his house and we're going to go confront him right now. And we just want, that's what we're doing here in this neighborhood. Okay? Now, so we go to the cop. We call the police. The police pull up. They think they're there to arrest us because we're in an old Volvo. Old. We both look like hammered shit. As that guy in Blade said that, I look like hammered shit. That old guy, Blade 3, watch it, great film. The cops go, what's the problem? I go, officer, I was robbed today by the man who lives in that house. He took my cell phone. I was on the way to work. I'm a copier salesman. Melanie goes, yeah, they stole his phone. They took his phone. And then we went on find my iPhone. And the iPhone is in the house. So you got to get it. So he goes, okay. So Melanie and me we're like, Melanie's like, you take him in for this? You arrest him for this? What happens now? They're stealing from the working people. Melanie goes, we're just working people. We're both smoking cigarettes in the car. The cop's 3 minutes away from breathalyzing her because he thinks we're running a scam. Okay? She goes, they're stealing from working people. She goes, it's not right. I go, it's not right. Just waving a cigarette in there. He goes, to either of you have ID? We start going back at him. We're like, what is this now? He goes, well, I just don't know what's happening. And so he takes our IDs, checks her ID because she's in the driver's side. Comes back. He goes, all right, let me knock on the door. He goes, he knocks on the door. We're sitting there. We're like, yeah, justice. Comes back out to the car. He goes, are you Tim Dillon? He goes, yeah. He goes, why don't you walk up to the house? I walk up to the house. One of the best looking kids, he's probably in his early 20s, opens the door. Big smile on his face. He's standing there flanked by two loving parents. And he goes, hey man, are you Tim Dillon? He goes, yeah. He goes, dude, I called 4 of your friends. I found your phone on the subway. I called 4 of your friends to try to get in touch with you, and they all hang up. But they were all drug dealers. He's calling my dirtbag friends that owe everyone in the world money. He goes, I called all your friends. He's like, I left a message with your dad. I tried to get in touch with you. He's like, I'm so happy you came out here, man. This is such a happy ending. And me and Melanie are standing there looking like shit on the steps of this little mini mansion, and this gorgeous kid and his beautiful, loving parents hand me my phone. And the cop just looks at us like we're total human garbage, right? And so I say to the kid, I'm like, this is real nice. Hey, my uncle, he owns a couple of restaurants. If you ever want to go out somewhere, let me know. The kid's like, yeah, all right, man, thanks. He just gives me my phone. The parents are like, what a nice story. Isn't this nice? He's like, well, you didn't think I stole the phone, right? I'm like, no, we know how this is, you know? And Melanie's like, yeah, we see where you live. You don't need a phone. So then shuts the door. The cops now won't even look at us because they're completely disgusted. They're completely disgusted by us. We walk back to the car. I get in the car. Melanie gets in the car. Melanie just looks at me. She goes, yeah, I guess we're the dirtbags, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I guess we are, Melanie. I guess we are the dirtbags. She goes, fuck it. And then we just drove away and smoked cigarettes, but I had got my phone back And it was great. I realized there are good people in the world. Not many, very few. Not me, not anyone I know. But Melanie was like, yeah, that kid's stupid. He could have sold that phone. I'm like, yeah, that fucking moron. Should have taken my phone. I'm on this earth to be fucked over and robbed. So we're just driving back, phone in hand. But that was the first time I had lost my phone.